Two people, same age, same genes. One dies at 74, the other at 91. What was different? Harvard tracked 120,000 people for 30 years to find out. And what they discovered wasn't expensive. It wasn't complicated. It wasn't even new. It was 7 specific daily behaviors. And the ones who followed them lived, on average, 14 years longer than those who didn't. Today I'm going to walk you through all 7, ranked by impact, starting with the one habit that delivers the biggest single return of anything in the dataset. Stay until the end, because 4 surprises almost everyone. We live in a world drowning in health advice, biohackers, supplements, cold plunges, fasting protocols, but Harvard didn't study trends. They studied real people, real decades, real outcomes. And here's what the data actually says. The difference between living to 74 and living to 88 isn't luck or genetics. It's daily decisions. The people in the top group weren't athletes. They weren't obsessed with longevity. They just had 5 or more of these habits dialed in. So let's get into it. All 7. And if you want to know which 3 to start with, I'll tell you exactly that at the end. And trust me, habit 6 is the one most people completely ignore. And it might be the most important of all. Habit 1. Never smoke or quit now. This is the single habit with the strongest individual effect in the entire dataset. Nothing else comes close. But here's what most people don't know. Even quitting at 60 adds measurable years back. Your body's repair mechanisms activate within days of stopping. The damage is not permanent. The window is still open. If you smoke, this is your number 1 lever. Full stop. Habit 2. Maintain a healthy weight. This isn't about aesthetics. Excess body fat is chronically inflammatory. It releases compounds called cytokines that accelerate cellular aging, strain the cardiovascular system, and impair insulin function. You don't need to be thin. You need to be out of the metabolically dangerous zone. And here's the key. It's not about the number on the scale. It's about the biology underneath it. Habit 3. Move every day. 30 minutes, moderate intensity, daily. Not a marathon, not a gym membership. A brisk walk counts. The mechanism here is threefold. It maintains VO2 max, your body's oxygen efficiency. It keeps your mitochondria healthy, and it triggers the release of anti-inflammatory compounds called myokines directly from your working muscles. Here's the part that surprises people. Daily light movement outperforms intense occasional exercise. Consistency beats intensity every time. Habits 4 and 5 are where Harvard's findings get really interesting, because the data on alcohol is more nuanced than what you've been told. Habit 4. Limit alcohol. The study threshold, maximum 1 drink per day for women, 2 for men. But here's the nuance the headlines miss. Moderate consumption shows some cardiovascular protection. The problem is, the margin is razor thin. Most people who drink moderately are actually drinking more than they think. Chronic excess accelerates liver aging, disrupts sleep architecture, raises cancer risk, especially breast cancer, and drives neuroinflammation. The data on alcohol and the brain especially is not friendly. Habit 5. High-quality eating pattern. Notice the word Harvard uses, pattern, not diet, not protocol, pattern. Vegetables, whole grains, nuts, legumes, healthy. One junk meal doesn't age you. A chronically low-quality diet pattern does. They're measuring your 7-day average, not your worst Tuesday. This framing matters because it removes the perfection trap. You're building a pattern, not achieving purity. Habit 6. Manage chronic stress. This is the one people skip, and it might be the most biologically urgent of all 7. Chronically elevated cortisol, the stress hormone, shortens telomeres. Telomeres are the protective caps on your DNA strands. They're one of the most validated biomarkers of cellular age we have. Stress management isn't self-care fluff. It has the same biological urgency as diet and exercise. It is literally aging your cells faster. Meditation, walking in nature, deep breathing, therapy, the mechanism doesn't care which one you choose. It cares that you choose one, and 7 is the habit that most people are slowly, quietly failing at, and it has a mortality risk you will not believe. Habit 7. Maintain strong social connections. Loneliness carries the same mortality risk as smoking 15 cigarettes per day. Let that lay in for a second. This isn't a metaphor. This is one of the most replicated findings in all of longevity science. Social isolation drives chronic inflammation. It dysregulates the immune system. It shortens life. Belonging is not optional. Connection is not a luxury. They are biological medicine, as real and measurable as any pill or supplement. Here's the real power in Hubbard's data. You don't need all 7. Following 5 of these habits extends life by an average of 14 years, but even 3 makes a statistically significant difference. So where do you start? If you're not moving daily, start there. 30 minutes of walking, that's your foundation. Already doing that? Add habit 5, 1 dietary swap per week toward the pattern they describe, less ultra-processed, more whole foods. That's it. The compounding isn't in the individual habits, it's in how they reinforce each other across years. Before we wrap, quick ask. If this is the kind of content you want to see more of, real research, no fluff, no products to sell, hit subscribe. We publish every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. And every video is built exactly like this one. The subscribe button is right there. It takes 2 seconds and it genuinely helps us keep making this. Drop your age in the comments below. I want to know who's watching this and what longevity question is on your mind right now. I read every single one. And if you want to go deeper, especially on the diet side, the next video covers intermittent fasting, what the science actually says, who it works for, and who should probably avoid it. I'll see you Thursday.